Derek Chisora, Film Study, The Science of War. Derek Chisora doesn't just have a war, he engineers one. For example, against Joyce, he creates a small target, a low stance, and right dip counters into a repeatable trap, which is invite the jab, slip the hook, fire the overhand right, then swarm. This is toughness with strategy, science of war, not chaos. Chisora may have never been a champion, but he's earned something rarer, people's champion. Let's explore the strategy. So Derek gets under Joyce's left hook, which is followed by a straight right left hook. Dipping to his right, Derek throws a right hook to the body. Remember, countering to the body maximizes the chances of landing. Derek steps back to the ropes. As an experienced boxer, he is comfortable in this position. Joyce, his left hand to his chin, throws a left jab. Derek dips low, reducing its impact. They exchange jabs, with Joyce getting the better of that exchange. Look at the body positions of both boxers. One is high, while the other one is in a much lower stance. Joyce throws another jab, but it's off target. Derek times a hard overhand right. The angle of the punch enables it to land, even though Joyce has a high left hand. Joyce absorbs the punch, stays in range, and throws a short left hook straight right to the head. Derek dips to his right, which generates more power, and fires a counter right hand followed by 4 punches. Derek is presenting a small target and is using counter punches. Joyce has a high guard, head on his front foot, and throws a left hook. Derek dips to his right, catches the left hook, and throws a right hand counter. Derek then steps back to the ropes. This is to preserve energy, but it's also a trap. As Joyce steps forward, his left hand is higher than his right hand. Subconsciously or consciously, he is aware of that right hand danger. Interestingly, the hand position of both boxers is very different. Joyce throws a straight right hand low, and Derek dips to his right, avoiding the right, and throws a hard right hand counter. The right hand hits Joyce before he returns to his high guard. Joyce recovers quickly and shoots a jab. Derek dips to his right and throws another hard right over the top, followed by 2 punches. Joyce has the right idea, shooting the right hand low, but Derek has the better execution. His minimal target and power and punching on the counter is very effective. Joyce is moving forward. His left hand again is higher than his right hand. Joe feints with a right and then misses with a body shot and right hand. It's a nice creative idea though. Derek holds Joyce, smothering his attack and forcing him back into the center of the ring. Joyce again comes forward and fires a strong jab. He then throws a straight right. The trajectory of this straight right is very important because he throws the straight right hand through the target as opposed to at the target. This gives Derek an extra split second to throw and land a counter right. Joyce's commitment to punching through the target compromises his balance, and when Derek lands the counter, Joyce finds himself on the floor. This is a great rolling counter by Derek, and this is intelligent boxing. So Derek Chisora, he has a big history in British boxing, a big history in British heavyweight boxing to be specific. Think of the names: the Tyson Fury trilogy, the fights with Parker, the fights with Usyk, the fight with Takam, etc. And many forget that brave performance against Vitaly Klitschko. That was a real brave performance and a difficult fight for Vitaly Klitschko. Now, the first Tyson Fury fight was epic. It was back and forth, many great moments. However, in the second fight and in the third fight, Tyson Fury, an intelligent boxer, had figured out the puzzle. But then came the Usyk performance, and that was an epic performance. It was an intelligent performance, intelligent aggression. At times, Derek Chisora even turned southpaw, firing that right jab to the body and then launching that left, then reverting back to his orthodox position, putting on effective pressure with the front foot, utilizing his hooks and putting Usyk under pressure. It was a great performance, maybe, or perhaps one of the most difficult fights for Usyk in the heavyweight division, which was totally unexpected. And then we have the Carlos Takam fight. Carlos Takam was a good fighter, a rugged fighter. And in the Carlos Takam fight, he showed heart because he endured some brutal punches to the head and to the body. But then he had that true Rocky moment in round 8, scoring a knockout that came out of nowhere. And of course, you had the fight with David Haye, a 5-round war. So what am I saying here? You're looking at the CV, and you say to yourself, it's important to respect Derek Chisora. It's important to respect the science of war, the art of war, or whatever narrative bias you want to call it. Remember this, or consider this. Being tough is not enough. Being tough is not enough in boxing. Tough people get hurt. It's toughness mixed with strategy. Rocky Marciano, a great fighter. He was tough, but he was strategic, punching the arms to take away the jab, punching the arms to take away your defense. This was a tactic that was partially adopted by the great Canelo. He would often throw the right hand to the left arm to take away the jab. Now, some of you may say, well, Derek was not a champion. And categorically, that's true. He wasn't an official world champion, but he had championship heart. And he had a style which had an element of sophistication. And for me, I sincerely hope that Derek Chisora, when he does end his career, he ends it on a high. And it's important. It's important to celebrate that passion, to acknowledge that passion, to acknowledge what he's given to the ring. TalkSport Boxing referred to him as a national treasure. Think of this. You may not be an official champion, but you can still be the people's champion. What's the importance of respect? Respect is earned. It's not given. If that premise is true, then that's a high accolade. And from a British perspective, Derek Chisora has often been like the people's champion. He's entertaining. He comes to fight. And that's what the general public want to see. So I guess what I'm saying here is that when we look at Derek Chisora, let's not mislabel Derek Chisora as just tough. Because, like I said, there's an element of sophistication behind the toughness. And let's show our respect for this great warrior. So that's the end of the video. Now I'm trying to build a digital boxing community. That means I'm interested in your comments, I'm interested in your questions, and I'm interested in your observations. Now, if you want to support the channel, simply do the following: like and subscribe. And if you want to watch more content like this, then click here or click here. Now, thank you for your time. It is much appreciated. Peace.